Minnesota Fighting Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer, for now, met with the local media jackals on Monday in what could be his final Monday press conference. And there's a couple of notes. There's certainly a couple of notes after that embarrassing, just soul-crushing 20-16 typical Vikings loss to the Cowboys on Sunday night. Now, it was the shortest presser. It was around 6 minutes, and Monday pressers are usually 10 to 12 minutes, even though it's a lot of rehashing of things, especially after a Sunday game where they've had the post-game press conference, all that stuff. So it's just sort of talking about injuries and things like that. But this one was short. This one had fewer questions. And yeah. And also Zimmer, surlier than usual, even though he's pretty surly by nature. Love that about him. And also the fact that he opened things up using the term caught off guard, which is not a good sign. Never a good sign. Also, so he snapped at veteran sports reporter Joe Schmidt of KSTP, and it's just amazing. Like, Joe's a pro's pro, and the fact that he just sort of went off on him, it's kind of crazy. So here's what happened. Joe Schmidt had the first question, and he asked, how many times can you go back to the well with this team and say, let's just go back to work and fix our mistakes? Of course, Zimmer does do that. Do you think there needs to be anything more desperate than that? And Zimmer cut him off, like, what do you mean, Joe? And then they talked back and forth over each other. I'm asking your opinion. And then Joe was legitimately confused. You're asking my opinion? And then Zimmer talked about how they have been aggressive, how they have been taking shots, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. But the fact that Zimmer on the first question just bites the head off of Joe Schmidt like that, I don't know. And also, there was a callback later. I think it was a question by Courtney Crow on ESPN where he was like, like Joe was asking. It was just like, this is not how a man who's supremely confident in his standing holds a press conference. It's not. Also, a couple things of note. TV people rarely sit in for regular weekly press conferences. I mean, it's very rare. Like, usually it's just the games. Sometimes if there's a trade or big news or whatever, they'll sit in and bring all the cameras, get the sound bites for the 5 and 10 o'clock news. So the fact that the sports director of a local station is dialed in for a Monday press conference, it feels like the locals know that there's blood in the water. Like, they can smell it, and they're circling. And also, TV people can ask more meaty questions than local beat writers. And beat writers, they have a tough balancing act where, of course, they want to be objective reporters. They want to ask the tough questions, but they have to deal with coaches and players and PR staff every single day. So they can't burn bridges. They can't just go off, hey, when are you going to be fired? Huh? Pack your ish. Get out of here. They can't do stuff like that. Like, they can't even ask questions to the level that Joe did there. But it's a sign. It's kind of a big sign. A couple other questions on Danielle Hunter's pec injury. The Vikings reported Danielle Hunter will miss the rest of the season with a pec injury. Coach Zimmer has announced. And it was typical Zimmer. We're like, hey, what about Zimmer's pec injury? Yeah, it's pec. Yeah, he's out for the year. Just great. And it really does suck because Danielle proved that he was over that herniated disc in his neck. He was back to being one of the most elite edge rushers in the game. 31 pressures, 6 sacks, and just the heartbeat of that defense on the edge yet again. Him and Everson back together, but it's horrible. And essentially, since he reworked his deal, he's basically in a contract year. We'll see what the Vikings want to do. I think that he's proven enough that the Vikings should and could extend him long term. No, I'm not ready to label him injury prone. We've talked about these are 2 major injuries that just come out of nowhere. It could happen to anyone. This isn't a symptom of something that's going to be prolonged. So no. Pay Danielle Hunter. On that garbage Cowboys game, Will Raggett, Sports Illustrated, gave Mike Zimmer very disappointing. Felt like we should have won that game. Went right out of the blocks and scored early. Didn't do much after that offensively. They changed up some things in their third down packages and kind of caught us off guard a little bit. Oh, there's the off guard. I mean, so maybe they did change things up a little bit, but man, you straight up got out coached. Like, Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy outcoached you on your defense, and then Clint Kubiak just got worked after the scripted plays by DQ and George Edwards, by the way, and the Cowboys defense. Simple as that. It's almost like George Edwards was here for quite a long time and knows your overall offensive philosophy. It's kind of crazy, right? On that back-breaking 73-yard Cedric Wilson touchdown on third down, Chris Thomas and go. Vikings coach Mike Zimmer on the long touchdown pass last night by Cooper Rush. We just played the play bad. We didn't play very good in the back end yesterday. And you saw Harrison Smith and Xavier Woods split safeties, completely went to different thirds of the field. So it was Mac Alexander and Cedric Wilson right down the pipe. And it was frustrating, man. It was a tough-ass day where, I mean, Cooper Rush, I'm not ready to say that Cooper Rush is going to be a great NFL quarterback. I doubt he'll be a regular starter at any point, but he'll always have this game, and he'll always be magical. And, oh, by the way, so last night in the Sunday post-game presser, Xavier Woods talked about how they didn't really prepare for Cooper Rush. It was a couple plays, a couple slides, that was about it. But they were prepared for Dak. They're preparing for Cooper Rush the same as Dak. And then Zimmer said that they had film on Cooper Rush. So which is it? Either they didn't prepare or they had the information and they didn't prepare. Either way, it looks bad. Either way, this team did not look prepared to stop Cooper frickin' Rush. But at the end of first half timeout gate, Chad Graff, go. Last night, Kirk Cousins said he defers to coaches on when to call timeouts, like when the Vikings let the first half clock tick away. Here's what Zimmer said today. He has the ability. I won't get into that, but that was a miscommunication. Now, respect. Zimmer did say that was my fault. I mean, he should have called that timeout when there was a clown show out there. But Kirk was pretty quick to pass the buck, saying that, hey, I'm not given the responsibility to call timeouts on the field. That's on Zim. That's on the sideline. That's how he wants it. Now, there could be some truth to that. I don't think that Kirk Cousins is the type of person who would just make that up out of whole cloth, that he does have the ability and responsibility to call timeouts on the field. Now, I think that he's telling the truth there, but it's refreshing that Zimmer took responsibility for something. It's kind of weird, right? But also, I'm not really buying his explanation. Yeah, it's whatever. Lastly, on replacing Danielle Hunter, Chris Thompson, go. Vikings coach Mike Zimmer on Danielle Hunter out for the season. I don't think you replace him. He's one of a kind. He's a great kid. He'll do a great job in his rehab, and he'll be ready to go. And Danielle is a big loss. The Vikings are 3-4. They're currently in the 8th spot in the playoffs. Remember, the top 7 make it into the dance. And if this team was going to make a run, they would need Danielle Hunter. So it's tough, man. Like, Everson is obviously the best defensive end on the team right now. Big opportunity for DJ Wanham, but also he had a big opportunity last year. Maybe Patrick Jones gets healed up, and he'll have a lot of snaps there. They just traded Weatherly. And Weatherly had a sack on, like, his first drive as a Bronco, which is hilarious. And Kenny Willekes, Johnny Tryhard will get some opportunities as well. Maybe the Vikings will bring someone back, someone like Hercules Mataafa. Maybe he'll be back into the fold. Maybe the Vikings shouldn't have let go of Afadi. Who knows? And personally, I think that Zimmer sounds defeated. Like, even after a loss, he'll be grumpy, he'll be surly, but of course that's baseline Zim. But there's always an underlying, hey, we're a good football team. We just have to get back at it, and we'll be good to go, right? And there's some self-belief, there's belief in the team, but there was nothing there today, Monday. Like, Zimmer was just pissed. I think that he can see the writing on the wall. And I think that he knows that he is on borrowed time as head coach of the Vikings. So I doubt that he makes it to Thanksgiving, because I think that if the Vikings don't want to make a change when you have road games at Baltimore, at LA, I understand that. You don't want to shake things up and send them out on the road with the interim head coach, likely Andrea Patterson. But Week 11 Green Bay, if things haven't magically turned around at home, I think that will be the one. But we'll see. But like I said, the media's dialed in. They know that something stinks in Denmark. But your thoughts on our thoughts, Zimmer's final Monday presser, who knows? Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.